Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Friday morning. Just want to say, first and foremost, as always, peace and much blessings and positive vibrations out to everybody who could be listening as of this moment right now in time. So just positive vibrations to all of you. And as always, appreciate your positive words of encouragement. So with all that being said, we are inching closer towards the end of the season for this, what has been the 2020-2021 NBA season. Now, it's a time of the year that becomes a little depressing for a lot of people if you're a big-time sports fan, because you had that, now this final stretched out a little bit longer, but now you just had that dead time between now and football and all that good stuff. But we'll talk about that coming up more later on. So let's dig deep into what transpired on yesterday, because as we all know, the Milwaukee Bucks took on the Phoenix Suns out in the desert on yesterday evening. And of course, we all know the Phoenix Suns prevailed in that game. And it was not a surprise to me in particular, considering Budenholzer coaching. And I'm not saying that, you know, the whole loss is due to his coaching. I know I piled up on Vogel during the year because of a lot of his bad coaching, but you know, it's just a lot of things that contributed to the Bucks losing that game. But anytime Giannis puts up a number like 42 points, you would expect for the Bucks to win. Now, at the end of the day, it was still, what, a 6-point game? It was a 6-point game with like 4 minutes left. So, with all that being said, Phoenix shot the lights out from three. And we'll get into reasons for that in a moment. But they shot the lights out from three. I think 50%. That was 20 out of 40 from three. And they really took care of business. But what didn't happen on for Milwaukee is Milwaukee did not, their role players did not step up. So if you listen to what Shaq always says, Shaq, he's grateful to the others. Shaq knows he wouldn't have a ring if it wasn't for Robert Horry. Shaq knows he wouldn't have a ring if it wasn't for Derek Fisher. You know, Jordan knows but won't admit he wouldn't have a ring if it wasn't for Steve Kerr. He probably wouldn't have a ring if it wasn't for Paxson. Both of whom hit game-winning shots as the clock expired in finals games. Walk-off shots that actually ended the final series. Yeah. So others are very important. And what have we learned time in and time out throughout the playoffs, throughout the season, and throughout the history of the NBA? What? I'm trying to take y'all to school. What is it I'm about to say? The others play better at home. The others play better at home. So, what's his name? Continent, whatever, for Milwaukee. That boy gonna light it up in game 3. I'm just telling you right now. He gonna light it up in game 3. Middleton gonna play a lot better. All the Milwaukee role players are going to play a lot better, because what it basically boils down to is, let's just put it like this. How long have I been saying in the NBA, what do you need to win a championship? What do you need to win a championship? A dynamic duo. And how long have I been saying this? You need a dynamic duo. And I've given several examples of the dynamic duos through the years that won championships, whether it be Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars, whether it's Shaq and Kobe, whether it's Jordan and Pippen, whether it's LeBron and D-Wade, no matter who it is, whether it's Dr. J and Moses Malone, whether it's Larry Bird and Kevin McHale, you understand me? You have to have at least 2 dominant players to win. So when you look at this matchup between Phoenix and Milwaukee, the dynamic duo of, and you can say big 3 with Aiden and all that, but like I keep telling y'all, no, dynamic duo. You look at the dynamic duo of Chris Paul and a Devin Booker, right? So who would Milwaukee's dynamic duo be? Oh, Chris Middleton and Giannis. So then you have to say, well, which 2 would you rather have lead your team? Which 2 would you rather have as your core? Which 2 do you think is the better core for your team to be able to help you win? and you look at Chris Paul and you see his veteran leadership and everything he brings to the table, you know how he can just break apart defenses. You know he's a great shooter of the mid-range. You know he's capable of hitting threes. You know he can finish at the rim, maybe not as good as he used to, but he's still capable of doing so and always making the right decisions. You look at Chris Middleton, not so much. Chris Middleton actually has been playing like a role player. Chris Middleton has not been playing like a dynamic duo player, because dynamic duo, when you got a dynamic duo, you perform well at home and you perform well on the road. So Chris Middleton, have y'all noticed it's been 2 games, this man ain't even attempted a free throw? How you in the NBA Finals, Chris Middleton, and you the number 2 option on a finals team, and you haven't even attempted a free throw through the first 2 games? What's that cheer they used to have back in junior high? B-E-E-A-G, whatever. You need to be aggressive. Take your ass to the hole, Chris Middleton. Take your ass to the hole. Do something to where you can actually get something going. Because what did you shoot last night? I mean, how many points did you have? How much did you really contribute to Giannis? I mean, what did you have? 12 points? Or whatever it was that you had, that's not enough. So that's not going to get it done. So not only if the role players are not stepping up, and then one part of your dynamic duo is not stepping up, then you cannot expect Milwaukee to win this game. So with all that, to win this series. So with all that being said, when you go back to the Deer District and you go back to old Milwaukee Drafts or whatever the hell you call their stadium back there in Milwaukee, the crowd going to be crunk. They're going to be into it. And with the crowd doing what they doing, the role players are going to step up and play much better. It's an unfortunate injury with Phoenix last night, and plus Sarge got hurt the other night as well. That's making them only have probably about a 7-man rotation. I think that can weigh on them if this series ends up going 6 or 7 games, because once you start going day on, day off, day on, day off, that's when it gets real. So we shall see after game 3, what can happen. Because if Milwaukee fails to win game 3, we know it's all over. And we know the percentages of NBA teams that come out and win 2-0 and win, but you just never know. Because I've seen a lot of series where teams was up 2-0 and lost the next 4. I seen San Antonio go up on OKC, a young OKC team with a well-experienced San Antonio team, went up 2-0. And I think that's the OKC team that ended up in the finals and came back and won the next 4. So just remember, you all, it's always possible. And all that team needs is confidence. And all those role players need is confidence. So when they go back home and the crowd is rocking and they actually hitting and making their shots and doing their job, then you're going to see that it's going to be a lot closer. So think about it. Middleton had a horrible game. The role players did not step up. When they cut it to 6 with a few minutes left, they had wide open shots from the corner that they could not make. Those shots that will fall at home. So with all that being said, I would put my money on the Bucks in the straight up on game 3. I'm not sure what the spread is yet, but I would put my money on the Bucks on game 3, because if they're going to win any game at all in this series, that'll be the game they'll win. Unless they just go out and lay an egg and lose, and then they give win a meaningless game so Phoenix can go back and win the series on their home court. But I really just don't see that happening, because I think these teams are more closely matched up than what people think. And not only that, like that second quarter, the defense that Phoenix played, a lot of people not giving them enough credit, because they stepped up defensively in that second quarter and only held Milwaukee to 16 points for that quarter. And you hold a team for 16 points in a quarter in the NBA, you're going to go out here and win games. Even if you do that 1 or 2 quarters a game, you're going to win games. And by playing the level of defense that they played is really what kind of separated them from Milwaukee during that game. And Milwaukee could just never get back. Now, one thing I do want to mention, though, Brook Lopez, it may be time. Bobby Porter's only got 4 or 5 minutes. Everybody, the whole team was in the negative except for Giannis. Giannis was the only player in the positive at this point. I know you're going back home. You might want to give Lopez a chance, but right now it's time to make adjustments. And with that being said, Brook Lopez is just getting killed on the defensive end, because when he gets switched off on the pick and roll, we all see what continues to happen. And I know they've been fighting through the pick, but at the end of the day, Monty Williams is so smart. What he's done is, instead of them fighting through the pick, what Monty Williams has done is, he's telling them, okay, I want Aiden. Aiden, you just roll hard to the hole. You roll hard as you can to the hole. You roll to the hole, and that's going to spread it for everybody else. When you roll to the rim on the pick and roll, then we know to kick it out. And when we kick it out to the open three-point shooters, like they continuously did yesterday, when they kick it out to the open three-point shooters, guess who cannot close out? Guess who cannot close out? Brook Lopez, of course. Good answer. Good answer. Brook Lopez. He cannot close out to three-point shooters. And he gets switched on the pick and roll. It's just too easy for Phoenix. Phoenix is getting in such a comfort zone that that's what they can continuously do. And if other players cannot find a comfort zone offensively for Milwaukee because of the level of defense that the Suns are playing against them, then it will be a sweep. And I tell you, like, Suns in 4. It'll be Suns in 4, just like dude said. So I'll tell y'all the backstory. That is hilarious, but I don't know if y'all all knew that guy poured some beer on that man's head before he took that whooping. So you know what? You pour some beer on my head, I'm just telling you, you might deserve what's coming to you. You do that to anybody. I've been in some Memphis playoff games back in the day where something similar happened. And I mean, I tell you what, it's an old guy put the beat down on a young guy because he spilled his beer on him. Instead of apologizing, he had something smart to say to the old man. It was over with. After the old man handled his business and punished him, the old man left. He probably said, I'm gonna go home and see if I can catch the second half at the house or something like that. But who knows, man? These people, man, get a little bit too crazy at these crowds. I remember being down in Texas representing my Titans. Some of these Dallas Cowboy fans tried to put the beat down on your boy. So, you know, just remember that. But I'm just saying, but at the end of the day, this finals is still just not what I wanted it to be, and probably not a lot of what other people want it to be, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. So we have no choice but to analyze it the best way that we can. And that's just my takes on it. Like I said, Middleton not having any free throws to 2 games, that's going to have to change. He's going to have to be aggressive. At some point, he's going to have to get down into the paint and stop being afraid and get down there and absorb some contact and get to the line. They easily fouling Giannis. They not giving him anything easy to put him on the line. But another thing about it, when he get to Milwaukee, he'll get some of that home cooking and everybody won't be counting 1, 2, 3, 4 and doing all that while he trying to shoot his free throws. So at the end of the day, you know, the role players only gave you 14 points and Middleton only gave you 11 points and, you know, all that. I just feel like they're going to step up and they're going to play better. So my key takeaway from the game is the others didn't do their job, you know, but Phoenix did what they're supposed to do. And we know it's not a series. It's not over until somebody puts a victory on somebody else's court. So, I mean, Phoenix held serve. They basically did what they were supposed to do. They're supposed to win 2 at home, and it is what it is. So it's pretty much all I got to say about that game. So one other news and note that I wanted to get into. I don't know if anybody saw this, but Jamal Murray liked the post going to the Lakers. Jamal Murray had liked the post on Instagram or somewhere. Somebody had put him in the Lakers uniform going to it. And if you go to Jamal Murray page, you can see his likes or whatever, and you can see that he liked that. So I thought that was interesting. Like, I don't know, but who knows what's going to happen in the offseason. It's going to be a very interesting offseason. We're going to have a whole lot of stuff to talk about. And of course, I know some of you had asked me if I do NFL. For a long time, I was definitely knew the ins and outs, the X's and O's of every single damn near NFL team. And I used to make a lot of money betting on that. And I knew offenses and defenses, you know, and a lot of that good stuff. But at the end of the day, there were some things that happened within the NFL that kind of turned my stomach to the NFL. And I'll make a whole nother video about that one day. But, you know, I'm more of a fan of the college game right now because the NFL has upset me. But we do know that the Titans got Julio Jones. So It's going to be a lot of shit talking from me about the Titans during the course of the year. But y'all tell me the teams y'all like, and then maybe I do a preview leading into the season of each team, maybe each division, who I think is going to win that division and why. So maybe we can do it like that. But as always, this has been your boy B New, saying right on to the real. Much love to the haters. I appreciate all the love and show of concern for my family and everything that we got going on. But, you know, just like all dark storms, it will one day pass. So at the end of the day, peace and much love for everybody who I'm down with. And as always, like I said, right on to the real, and much love to the haters. I'm out.